There are 3 secret layers that we're getting alongside the Final Fantasy release. All of the non-foil versions of these are surprisingly $30, and the foil versions are $40. The 3 of them include Secret Lair Final Fantasy Game Over, which has, across these 5 cards, $35 worth of value. There's Secret Lair Final Fantasy... Pronounce Grimoire for me?
It's pronounced Grimoire. The emphasis is on the second syllable.
There's Secret Lair Final Fantasy Grimoire, which is worth about $42 worth of value. And there is Secret Lair Final Fantasy Weapons, which has $59 worth of value contained in it. These are some of the best secret layers that we've seen in a long time. Let's break them down. Joel R. Magic is brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your cards quickly and easily on the internet. TCG Player, the best place to buy them. Dragon Shield, the best way to protect them. And Moxfield, the best way to put your deck lists on the internet. In addition to the drops that we already looked at, they also announced the Gilded Lotus Secret Lair promo that's going to come with select bundles. Now, these drops are all over a month away, but with Final Fantasy being so expensive and honestly Magic now and going forward being a game that you very much need to budget for, I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and take a look at what they're offering and what we're going to get. This one is Final Fantasy Game Over. We've got Day of Judgment as Spira's punishment here from Final Fantasy X. This card's worth about $1. This card gets reprinted all the time. It was last in Foundations, so it just recently got a major set reprint, but it wasn't even expensive before that. We've also got Absorb into Time, which is Temporal Extortion. This card was only in Planar Chaos. This is a very scarce card. It's about $16, so this reprint may bump the price down in the short term, but remember that the IP tax is going to apply to all of these. You heard me shocked in the opening that these are $30 and $40. I would have assumed these were $40 and $50 or even $50 and $60, especially looking at the value that they've put into these. But Temporal Extortion is the leader of these 5 at $16, having only appeared in Planar Chaos. You've also got a Toxic Deluge, which is just a generally awesome commander card to own. This one's got Kefka from Final Fantasy VI, so I know that a lot of players, a lot of collectors are very much going to want this one. As for Toxic Deluge, it's a $5 card. It was last reprinted in Modern Horizons 3 Commander Masters before that. In this drop, we've also got Unseat the Usurper, which is a Praetor's Grasp. It's $12 for the new Phyrexia OG version of this, and then there was a Secret Lair version that's $17, but this is the second most expensive card in this entire 5 set here of Game Over. And then you've got Star of Extinction appearing as Meteor Fall with Sephiroth art. That's 7 mana, destroy a land, and then 20 to each creature and each planeswalker. This one was from Commander Masters. It was an Ixalan originally. It's about $1. It doesn't represent a ton of value. Overall, though, across these 5 cards, Praetor's Grasp represents about $12, Toxic Deluge at $5, that's Star of Extinction for $1, your Day of Judgment for $1, and then Temporal Extortion there being your best card in the set at $16. $35 worth of value total for the non-foil there. Let's take a look at Secret Lair Final Fantasy Grimoire, a word I knew how to pronounce before today. You've got Yuna's Holy Magic Prismatic Ending appearance here. This card's like 50 cents. This is not a valuable card at all, but it's got Yuna on it from Final Fantasy X, so I'm assuming that that is going to drive the price somewhat. Now, the headliner in this set of 5 cards is Cyclonic Rift, appearing as Hope's Arrow Magic. This card is $35. It was last reprinted in Ravnica Remastered at the beginning of 2024. Got a nice little parfait, 3 different treatments that stack in value in that set. We've got Cyclonic Rift here in this that you can just purchase for $30 straight up, contributing $35 worth of current value to the layer. You've also got Noctis's Death Magic appearing as a version of Damn. Now, this is a targeted removal that can moonlight as a full board wipe. About $2 or $3 on Damn. Not a ton of value there, but the Final Fantasy 15 art, like all of these, is just going to be incredibly desirable and push the value of these past what would be typical. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt's an interesting card because really this card is like $1, maybe less. You can go get copies of Lightning Bolt. Card's been around forever. However, the Secret Lair versions that come out pretty often typically command about a $5 price point. I'm assuming Vivi's Thunder Magic is going to be a little bit more than that even, because with the reaction that I've seen to the VV cards that we've already gotten, people are very much going to be wanting this Lightning Bolt version of Vivi's Thunder Magic. So I would assume that this card's going to be 5 to 10, maybe even more. And I would price it at 5 for the purposes of this, just because Secret Lair versions are pretty consistently $5 at the very least, regardless of if they're, you know, a Storm one or just a random like Artist's Lair Lightning Bolt. You've also got Heroic Intervention just straight up in the set, which is nice. This card's down to $12 at this point. Was more scarce, was more expensive, but they've reprinted it quite a bit. It has been since Doctor Who that we've seen a version of Heroic Intervention. It was in Commander Masters before that, though. That brings the total value of this, with the $12 from Heroic Intervention, the 5 from the Lightning Bolt that I'm going to assign to it, the $2 to $3, we're going to call it $2 for Dam, the Cyclonic Rift around 35, and the Prismatic Ending about $42 worth of value in Grimoire. So that one's a pretty sweet one too. And then we've got my personal favorite, and definitely the one I'm getting, even though the other two are going to get a very solid look from me, is Secret Lair X Final Fantasy Weapons. Now this Secret Lair is sick. We've got Staff of the Storyteller as Yuna's sending staff. This card's about $6. It's only been in Pawbo Commanders. Phyrexia All Will Be One. Phyrexia All Will Be One, Pawbo Commander, came out in those decks, hasn't been reprinted since, so this is our first look at it since then. About $6 of value it's gained since it was originally released in those precons. We've got Clive's Invictus Blade, looks so cool to me. $5 to $6 on Blade of Selves here. This was just in the Tarkir precons. It was in the Assassin's Creed Secret Lair last, those Da Vinci sketch equipment, if you remember those. That's where we last saw Blade of Selves. But Clive's Invictus Blade here is going to be a top choice for it, just hands down. You've got Umezawa's Jite as Cloud's Buster Sword. $10 for the last Secret Lair version of Umezawa's Jite. The OG version is like $15. So I would say this is going to be pretty much around that OG or even higher. I mean, Cloud's Buster Sword, I'm assuming we're going to get, at this point we haven't seen it, but I'm assuming we're going to get a Buster Sword in the main set. But having a second one, people are going to want this for their commander decks. They're going to want this. They're just going to want this across the board. Collectors, this one's going to have more of a price, but for the purposes of this, we're going to price this around $10. Colossus Hammer here, $3 on value for Colossus Hammer. This one was last appeared in Secret Lair Evil Dead, and that one's like $15. And then, if you remember, LCI gave us these borderless treatments. These they were in the commander set, but they were just in a special slot in one of the boosters. I'd have to look up exactly where they appeared. But that was one of the last times we saw Colossus Hammer. That's around $7. I'll throw it up on screen. You've probably been looking at it this whole time I've been talking about it. And then we've also got Sword of Truth and Justice, which is the headliner in this group. This is $35 worth of value for the Modern Horizons version. The Retro and the Secret Lair Nils Ham version that also exists is nearly $40. I'm assuming that Titus's Brotherhood Sword is going to be more expensive. Did I say Titus? I meant Titus. I've been practicing that in the mirror all night. It's Titus, not Titus. Overall, across the $35 from Titus's Brotherhood Sword, the $3 from Gaia's Dark Hammer, $10 from Cloud's Buster Sword, you got $5, we're going to call it, on Clive's Invictus Blade, and you got $6 on Yuna's Sending Staff. That's $60 worth of value in a $30 layer. Y'all, they are pulling out the stops for this one. Let me know if you're going to buy Secret Lair X Final Fantasy. These look so cool. I'm a big fan of the choices, of the IP usage here. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you've watched this far, thanks so much. If you got any value from this video, subscribing helps me so much. And if you want to support me directly, go check out our Patreon. You can get, I didn't have the sleeves ready. Here they are. Here they are. You can get a free pack of Joel R. Magic Dragon Shields if you sign up at the right level. Go check it out. Play Commander with us every Thursday night. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.